Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today we are making pumpkin decorated sugar cookies.
But before we get started, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. All right, let's get started.
So we'll start off by making the cookie dough. We'll combine 4 cups of all-purpose flour with 4 teaspoons of baking powder and a half a teaspoon of salt. We'll whisk that together and set it aside. In a bowl of a stand mixer, place 1 cup of softened unsalted butter and 1½ cups of granulated sugar. We'll whip that together using the paddle attachment until the butter and sugar are light and fluffy. A full list of ingredients and their quantities will be in the description box. Then add 3 eggs, 1 at a time, mixing in between. Be sure to scrape down the sides of the bowl and the paddle as needed. Once combined, add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. We'll begin to slowly add the flour mixture. We'll keep mixing until a dough forms. Okay, let's go ahead and roll out our dough. Sprinkle down some all-purpose flour on your work surface. Place the sugar cookie dough down and sprinkle some more flour on top so that the rolling pin doesn't stick. We'll roll this to about 1/8 of an inch thick. And we'll begin to cut out our cookies. I like to take the cookie cutter and just dip it in some flour so that it doesn't stick to the dough. This gives you a nice clean cut. Remove the excess dough and save that because you can roll that out again and make more cookies. And gently place your cookies onto a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. We'll bake those in a preheated 350-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes and allow them to cool completely. While they're cooling, we can start our royal icing. Ingredients for the royal icing are 4 cups of powdered sugar, 6 tablespoons of water, and 3 tablespoons of meringue powder. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can get the meringue powder that I use. Any other tools and equipment will be linked below as well. So go ahead and whisk together the meringue powder and the powdered sugar. And then add in the water. I'm just going to mix this with a hand mixer. I like to stir it a little bit first so that the powdered sugar doesn't go flying. This recipe will give you a nice stiff consistency royal icing. We'll take out about 3/4 of the royal icing. We're going to color that orange. Of that orange, we'll remove about 1/4 of that to use for the border and place that into a piping bag. The rest of the orange royal icing we want to thin out to be able to flood the cookies. So I just slowly add some water. I like to use a dropper so I have more control over how much water goes in. So you want this to be about the consistency of shampoo. That looks good there. And place that into a piping bag. And the rest of the white icing will mix and make green. The tips we'll be using for piping will be a leaf tip, and a small round tip. Those will be linked below as well. We'll start off by making the borders on the pumpkin. To do a pumpkin that's sectioned off, you make 2 like crescent moon shapes on either side. I like to pipe some extra icing in the center section. That'll help build it up when we flood it. We'll switch over to our flood consistency orange royal icing. We'll start off by flooding the 2 outer sections. And we'll neaten those up with a toothpick. We'll set the cookie aside and allow it to dry completely. Once dry, we can go ahead and flood the center section. And like I said, that extra icing there just helps to build up the center section, just to make it a little more defined. And we'll set that aside to dry completely as well. Drying times vary. Usually it's about 15-20 minutes, and then you can move on to the next step. Another simple way to decorate the cookies is just line the outer edge of the pumpkin and flood the whole surface of the cookie. Once that's dry, we'll grab our stiff consistency green icing and we'll just pipe some little vines. and the stem of the pumpkin. We'll continue to use our green royal icing, but switch the tip to the leaf tip and just make a couple of leaves on there. Hold the tip against the cookie, squeeze gently, and then start to release the pressure as you move up. So there you have it, pumpkin decorated sugar cookies. They're so cute and they taste amazing.
Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe down below, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time.